Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is CJ. It's the CJ Curry Show presented by PrizePicks. Shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. Guys, if you're not playing on PrizePicks yet, you should be. You should be by now because we had a fantastic day yesterday. And there was a lot of value for us to snatch up over on PrizePicks. Guys, promo code Curry still getting you that 100% instant deposit match on your first deposit up to $100, meaning you put up to $100 in. PrizePicks matches you dollar for dollar, making your first entries on PrizePicks completely risk-free and on the house. Free bets waiting for you down in the description of today's video. I've left a link. Make sure you use code Curry when you make that first deposit. Guys, I think yesterday's show overall was fantastic. In other words, I think we found a lot of picks that went really well. We talked about Dennis Schroeder under on points. I believe that one came through. LeBron over rebounds and assists. I believe that one came through. Aaron Gordon over rebounds and assists. I believe that one came through. Jamal Murray under 6.5 assists. You guys didn't like it, but I believe that one came through. Anthony Edwards under 4.5 assists. That one ended up coming through. Austin Reeves over 9.5 field goal attempts. That one ended up coming through. Aaron Gordon over 2 personal fouls. That one ended up coming through for us. I mean, there was a lot of picks that hit from yesterday's show. We had, I think, more hits than we had misses. So shout out to everybody who joined me for yesterday's show. We're looking to have more success on today's show. Guys, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate all the new subscribers here. We're on our way to 10,000 subs, trying to get there by the end of the NBA season. Let's see if we can get it done. So if you're watching for the first time and you're not subscribed yet, get subscribed now. Also turn notifications on and slap that like button. You guys have hit 100 or more likes in like 8 straight videos, 8 straight shows now. Let's keep that momentum going. The more likes that you get, the more eyeballs get on this show, and the more winning picks we can get out there to the masses, okay? Let's start a movement here on YouTube, you and me. Let's do it. But yeah, we had a lot of winning picks from yesterday's show. I think we did a fantastic job of finding value, checking the projections, making sure everything was kosher and lining up just right. And that carried over to our Patreon last night. So I want to take a moment and show you guys what I posted to Patreon for Patreon members exclusively last night. I got a channel set up in there. It's called Curry's Kitchen. It's where I go to cook up some picks. And last night's picks were absolutely chef's kiss. We didn't go perfect sweep or anything like that, but I posted 6 picks and we ended up hitting 5 out of the 6 picks, which is a fantastic night. All right. We had Dylan Brooks for less than 15.5 points. That one hit. We had Nikola Jokic for more than 34.5 points and rebounds. That one hit. Anthony Edwards for more than 28.5 points and rebounds. That one hit. Kyle Anderson for more than 9.5 points. That one also hit. Gabe Vincent for more than 13.5 points and rebounds. You guessed it, that one hit. The only one that did not hit was Aaron Gordon for more than 16.5 points plus assists. He fell short, but I think like 2. Really close though. One more bucket and I think he would have went over. But nonetheless, you see what I'm doing for Patreon members each and every day. I post more picks than I can handle here on the YouTube show. So if you're interested in joining Patreon in a winning, family-friendly community, no egos or no drama, none of that stuff. We're all just here to help each other win. think about joining the Patreons down in the description of today's video. It's 20 bucks a month, 66 cents per day, however you want to say it, cut it up, split it. That's the drill though. Patreon's been on fire, so hitting at a 63, I think about a 63% hit rate month to date, so can't really be mad at those results. But all right, that was all last night. Let's talk about tonight and today's 3-game NBA slate. We'll get to those picks in just a moment, but you know, every time I go live here, I have to pick a winner from the previous show's comment section. So once I end the show, the comment section is available for you guys to go and leave a comment. Well, here's how it works. If you want to get yourself one of these risk-free 2-pick power plays on PrizePicks, basically you get both picks right, you win $100. If you want $100 on PrizePicks or a shot at getting $100, here's what you got to do. Be a subscriber, turn on those notifications, hit that like button, and then comment. Once the show ends for the day, go to the comment section, comment your favorite pick, prop, play of the day, or, you know, maybe you want to say something like, I noticed you shaved today, CJ. That beard's looking extra crispy. Yeah, I did, by the way. So if you want to do that and you want to get your hands on that risk-free 2-pick power play to win $100, I'm giving away one a day. Every time I go live, we're giving away another one. So we have 42 comments from yesterday's comments section. All we do now, hit the start button. It'll randomly select one of you fine folks who subscribed, liked, and commented. So let's see who we got here. Hopefully we don't have any duplicate winners. Robert Garcia. I don't think Robert's won. Robert saying, I haven't been so lucky lately. Curry, pass me some of your luck. Well, guess what, my friend? Your luck has just changed. You have just won yourself an opportunity to put a $100 bill in your pocket, baby. All about the Benjamins, Robert. All you got to do now, Robert, I need your PrizePicks email address. You got to send it to me either through Twitter. You can DM me at Curry the Creator, or you could go down to the Discord and you can join the Discord and shoot me a DM there. Either way you want to do it, Robert, get in touch with me. I need your PrizePicks email address. And yeah, fortunately for you, your luck has shifted. It's changed just a little bit. So shout out to Robert. Robert's watching live. Congratulations, Robert. Today is your lucky day, my friend. Never give up. Never lose hope. Never lose faith, even when things get dark, okay? The light is just around the corner. A little bit of positive affirmation for you guys today. Let's run through the chat real quick. Say what's up to the folks. We've got Trill Fate in the building. Roswell Niners says, top of the morning. Let's get this bag. See you, Roswell. Appreciate you joining me and joining the Patreon as well. Matthew's in the building. He just checked out my MLB video. I released an MLB video. Small baseball slate today, but nonetheless, we released today's MLB video just prior to the show going live. Baylands is in the building. Jimmy Green, I see you. KJ Rudd says, it may be positive if they put someone that can score in this role. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Delvin's in the building. Shout out to you, Wesley Winston. What's happening? We live. We absolutely live, buddy. Kyle Kaz is in the building as well. Wavy says, C to the J. Hooray! Everyday Fantasy, you flex, I flex back. He hit himself a 25x last night. Shout out to you, Don P. If you guys are in Discord. T-Bone, another one of our Patreon members. Fear Shao Lin's in the building. Handmade. Totally crushed last night. Thank you so much. Let's keep it going. Fear Shao Lin says, CJ was cooking last night in the kitchen. Let's do the same today. I hear you, bro. Well, let's try to run it back. Jackson's here. I see Sandhill in the building. Said last night was definitely a great night. Let's go. Love that positive energy. Some people congratulating Robert for his win. Dave's here. We got Jamal in the building. Or is that Jamel? Jamel Guthrie. My bad. What's the lock of the day? We don't know. We won't know what the locks are until the game's end. Until then, we're still gambling. There's still risk involved. There's no locks, all right? The only locks that I acknowledge are those rappers from New York, Chic, Luch, Styles P, and Jada Kiss. Those are the real locks. And if you know, you know. King Mont says, what's up, Chef? What's up to you, Caesar? Shout out to you, my friend. Divine Truth Allah's here. Patrick's in the building. Peso, I see you. Peyton's in the building. Isaiah. Knuckles Gaming, is that how you say that? Knuckles? Andrew Hobson, I'm here all the time now. I appreciate you being here and joining me. Douglas Roberts says it's showtime. Yeah, I see all y'all. Prez is here. Wavy Visions is here. Bert Rojas is here. Love that name, Bert. All right, guys, let's go over today's NBA slate. I appreciate everybody joining. If I missed anyone, nothing personal. You know, there's only one of me. So many of you, unfortunately, sometimes people get left out, but it ain't nothing personal. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Starting off today's slate, we got a 7:30 p.m. tip-off between the Philadelphia 76ers, who are up 2-0 against the Brooklyn Nets, but now the series shifts over to New York. We're going to be in Brooklyn for this one. Brooklyn backs against the wall. They need a win tonight, or this series is pretty much a wrap. I think it's a wrap no matter what, but Brooklyn, to have any chance, any hope, any shot of staying alive, probably needs to win this one tonight on their home floor. 209.5 points is your total, 4.5 point spread. It's going to be a closer game than it was when they were playing in Philadelphia. You remember those spreads from those games were like 9.5, 10.5 points. It's only a 4.5 point spread in this one. McDaniels for Philadelphia, game time decision. Otherwise, clean bill of health for everybody else on the Philadelphia and Brooklyn roster. Moving it along, we got 2 late night games. You're going to have to stay up late if you're on the East Coast like me down here in Tampa Bay. 10 p.m. tip-off between the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors. This series has been kind of a shocker, kind of a surprise. Kings are up 2-0. It's the first time in a long time that Steph Curry and these Golden State Warriors have found themselves down 2-0 in a playoff series. So what do you guys think? Will the veteran Golden State Warriors, Coach Kerr, will they be able to dig themselves out of this 0-2 hole against the Sacramento Kings? Do you think they got what it takes to bounce back? We'll have to see. The total's 240.5. I love that, especially if you're thinking about taking some overs from this game. There should be a lot of offense, a lot of points scored, up-tempo, fast-paced style game. 6-point spread here. You got Gary Payton listed as a game time decision. Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins also listed as a game time decision. So guys, stay on top of that injury news. You saw what happened last night, right? Giannis was supposed to be out, then he was in, then he was out again. So you got to make sure that when they're zigging and zagging with this injury news that you kind of keep pace with what's going on. Draymond Green is ruled out, as is Andre Iguodala. So you might see a starting lineup of Looney, Wiggins, DiVincenzo, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry tonight. We'll just have to see how the Golden State Warriors approach that starting lineup. And then the 10:30 game between the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Clippers. Cameron Payne still out for Phoenix. No big deal there. Paul George, we already talked about him in previous shows. He's going to be out until at least the second round. He's not going to be in this first round, but that series is 1-1. Each team taking a win. Things are in LA tonight, so we'll see how the LA Clippers fare on their home floor. 226.5 point total, though. I like that total. It's the second highest total on the slate with just a 3-point spread. It still favors the Phoenix Suns, even though they're playing on the road. So those are your 3 games. You know what we got to do now? We got to go to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Guys, if you're not using the DG Fantasy NBA Optimizer, you really should be. It is fantastic. If it has not proven itself to you after what we did yesterday, I don't know what else you need to see, guys. I really don't know what else you need to see to know that this is a worthwhile tool. This is something worth investing in. I would say try it for at least a month. Give it at least a full month, but you saw all the picks that we found using the optimizer, checking some projections. It really is worth its weight in gold. So if you're not using it yet, go down to the description of today's video. I've left you a link that will save you $5 on your first month when you use code Curry and check out with the Daily Grind Fantasy folks here. All right, we're going to cover some of the picks that are on the first page of the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, but if you want to get access to the second, third, fourth page and see all the picks for all the sports and all the sites, well, you got to sign up. But this will be your sneak preview because you and I know one another. We're like this. I'll help you out, and we'll look at some picks today using the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. All right. Let's get started. Here we go. Scrolling through the optimizer, we're looking for the plays that are the plus EV plays, and then we're going to check some projection models and make sure that all the projections rock with what we're looking at here. So starting things off here, we got one up on the board already. It's De'Aaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings. He's at 31.5 points plus rebounds. 31.5 points plus rebounds. The optimizer given this one nearly a 54% chance of staying under at 31.5. You're seeing some sports books, they got it at 30.5, meaning you're paying a little bit of a higher price here on PrizePicks at 31.5. So based on the odds on the sports books and the way that the juice is flowing, over, under, whatever, the optimizer is suggesting that we take the under. So we're going to go and cross-reference this, check this through some different projection models, 1, 2, 3 different models, and be real thorough and see what the projections are looking like for a guy on like De'Aaron Fox for 31.5, under 31.5 points and rebounds. So let's go do that now. We're going to head over here to the first projection model and site that I like to use, which is Fantasy Labs. It's part of Action Labs, and they're player prop projection tools and suite. This first projection has De'Aaron Fox going for 33.2, so that's a bit higher than his line. So the optimizer is saying take the under, but the first projection is suggesting the over here. And we kind of saw something similar yesterday with Karl Anthony Towns and those rebounds. That was another pick that ended up hitting. Towns was set at 8 boards, but all the projection models said Karl Anthony Towns is going to go for more than 8 boards. So the optimizer was wrong on Karl Anthony Towns, suggesting take the under. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you get projection models that differ from the optimizer, and that's okay. You guys can, decide if you want to ride with the projections or the optimizer. But I like to look for the plays where the optimizer and the projections are in alignment, in agreement. So here's your second projection on De'Aaron Fox. Now this one has De'Aaron Fox at 28.92 points and rebounds. The line's 31.5. So we got one projection saying take the over. We got another projection saying take the under. So we got to take it to a third and final projection here to break this little tie that we've got going. And for that, we're going to go over to NumberFire. NumberFire is free. If you haven't used NumberFire before, sign up, free account, get you access to their fantasy score, single stat projections. They got projections for just about every sport out there. So NumberFire doing a great job with their projections. So we're looking at the points and rebounds. So we got 25.6 points. We're busting out the calculator, my friends. I know your teacher in school said don't use your calculator, but we're using it today. And we've got De'Aaron Fox projected for 29.8 points plus rebounds. So that's two projections that have Fox going under 31.5, one projection that has him going over. So the majority of the projections in this case would say take the under on De'Aaron Fox at 31.5 points and rebounds. So let's get the party started. We'll add him in there as our first pick, and we'll choose under or less on 31.5 points and rebounds here on PrizePicks. What do you think about that, guys? Are we feeling the over or the under? De'Aaron Fox is going to be playing on the road tonight, going up against Golden State in Golden State. One thing that you can do to kind of look at this pick a little bit further, you could go over to a site like props.cash. Shout out to props.cash for making visualizing the hit rates on these picks and props that much easier for us by providing these lovely stats and bar graphs and all that stuff. But what we could do here is go to 31.5 points and rebounds. Fox has hit this at a 44% rate, averaging 29.3 for the season. The line's 31.5, so we're talking about a line that's set about 2 points and rebounds higher than his season average. And then what we could do here is take a look at the splits. At home this season, 29.6 points and rebounds per game. On the road, 29 points and rebounds per game. And on the road, he's 16 for 35, just a 46% hit rate. He's only hit this once in his last 5 games played on the road. So that's kind of the rundown on De'Aaron Fox. Again, this is props.cash. I've left the link down in the description if you want to check out props.cash for yourself. Roll up your sleeves, dig into some of these game logs, look at some of the advanced statistics and stuff that they provide here for different sports. Props.cash makes it super easy for you to visualize what's been happening in the NBA, MLB, NFL, and so on. All right, so I feel okay with taking the under on De'Aaron Fox at 31.5 points and rebounds. Like I said, almost a 54% chance on a prop that's typically set at a 50-50 line according to the sports books. So I'm going to go ahead and take the under. You guys don't have to feel obligated to do so as well. You can fade it if you don't like it, if there's something about it that's making you feel uncomfortable, uneasy, woozy in the head. Don't take it. That's all right, guys. Steph Curry's our second prop here that we're finding on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. He is at 7.5 assists, 53.5% chance, according to the Optimizer, which pulls the odds from the sports books, compares them to the PrizePicks lines, about a 53.5% chance that he goes over. So he needs 8 or more dimes tonight. Let's go take a look. You know, Draymond Green's not going to be in there, so maybe a little bit more ball handling duty for Steph Curry. Draymond a lot of the times kind of serves as like a quarterback out there. Dre gets a pretty healthy share of assists typically on a per game basis. So let's look at some projections here on Steph and Curry. 8.1. The line is 7.5. So the first one's projecting well. 8.1 versus a line of 7.5. That would again align with the optimizer. The optimizer saying based on the odds, take the over. Well, this first projection also jives well with the over. Let's check a second projection though. We're going back over here to RotoWire. We're going to take a look at RotoWire's projection on Curry. He's at 7.5 dimes. His projection 7.84. That's closer to 8 than it is 7. I'm okay with that projection. That's 2 projections now that have him going over 7.5. And then finally, we're going to go check NumberFire, which is the free projection source of the bunch. They've got him at 8.3 dimes. Again, the line is 7.5. So that's 3 for 3. 3 projection sites, sources that all have Curry at 8 or more assists. They have him going over 7.5 tonight. So I feel okay with that one. We've got two picks rather from that first game, or not the first game, but the Sacramento Golden State game. So there's your first 2 picks. De'Aaron Fox under 31.5 points and rebounds. Steph Curry over 7.5 assists. I'd probably say I like the Curry one because it's projecting a little bit better than the Fox one. So if you had to pick between these two, I guess for me, based on the projections alone, I would go with Curry over the Fox play. But there's 2 different picks. 2 different picks, all right, from that same game. Let's go back to the optimizer here and see if there's anything else that's staring us in the face, anything else that we should be considering. Guys, I'm skipping over picks like this Marcus Smart one that's set at exactly 6 assists. I don't like putting those in my entries. I like clean wins, clean losses, but if you want to take those picks, you can. I'm just not going to cover any of those that have already been bumped up or bumped down by PrizePicks. I don't want my 6 pick to go to a 5 pick, my 5 pick to go to a 4, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why I skip over those. I like clean dubs or clean L's in this case. So what about this one? We got Joel Embiid at 3.5 assists today. You've seen the Brooklyn Nets double team Joel Embiid quite a bit in this series. He's had to, get the ball out of his hands. They're bringing the pressure. They're not really letting Embiid get too comfortable out there. So I could see a scenario where Joel Embiid has at least 4 assists tonight. Now, this is a 53.3% chance of hitting the over at 3.5 dimes. So we're looking for 4 or more assists from the process tonight as he travels to Brooklyn. Game 3, up 2-0, but he's going to be on enemy turf tonight. Let's go take a look at the projections here for Joel the Process Embiid. We're looking for 4 or more dimes on these projections for Embiid here. The first projection is a fantastic one, 4.6 on a line of 3.5. That's 1.1 difference. I love that first projection. Let's check a second projection, though. We're not going to stop with just one. We got to go further, right? 3.5 is the line. 3.36. That's pretty close to 3.5, but it is slightly under. So let's call this a 1 over 1 under, and we're going to have to go to a third projection to try and get some sort of ruling or final verdict here on which way we should be going on Joel Embiid. So let's do that. Over to NumberFire we go. They've got Embiid projected for 4.5 dimes, my friends. So that's 4.5 assists on one site, 4.6 assists on another site. I think Joel Embiid's probably going to be in a pretty good spot for this 3.5 assist number. It's projecting really well on 2 out of 3 sites. And listen, we're gonna click the over on Joel Embiid. If you don't like it, that's okay. You don't have to take it. Again, no one's forcing you to do anything you don't want to do. You're doing so because you're a big boy or a big girl and you're making your own decisions with your big money. I'm just presenting what I'm finding here in these videos to you guys, all right? I'm presenting my findings. The odds are in our favor here. The projections are in our favor here. What else can we do? We can't make anybody do anything for us out on the basketball court, but at least our money's in good and we could lay our heads and sleep soundly at night knowing that the odds are in our favor, the projections are in our favor, right? And we had pretty good success recently with this very process. So why change it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I'm saying. All right, so those are your first 3 picks. Fox, under 31.5 points and rebounds. Curry, over 7.5 assists. Joel Embiid, over 3.5 assists. So that's one less and 2 mores. All right, so that's half of a 6 pick. And we could go for 25x if you want, but we're halfway there basically. So let's go back to the optimizer, see if there's anything else here on page number 1 that's really standing out to us. We ended off with Embiid over 3.5 assists. Here's one. Malik Monk of the Sacramento Kings over 19.5 points and rebounds. Again, the optimizer giving this a 53.3% chance to go over. Not 100% chance. So for those of you who use the word lock, what are the locks? Give me a pick that's a lock. There ain't no locks. There ain't none. All right, we're gambling. If there were locks, it wouldn't be called gambling. We would all just bet every dollar that we have to our name. We'd go and take out a second mortgage on our home and put it down on these locks. And then we'd all be rich. PrizePicks would be out of business and we would all live happily ever after with all the money. But there are no locks. There are no guarantees. Don't let anybody tell you, I got the locks. Because they don't exist unless they pull out an album and it's by the locks. Shout out to the locks. 53.3% chance for Malik Monk to go over 19.5 points and rebounds. Let's go check some projections on Malik Monk. He's really been stepping his game up in this series. The first projection we've got for him is 20.5. Again, the line's 19.5. So we're talking about 1 point and rebound over his line on PrizePicks, which is set at 19.5. So that's a good first projection. Let's check a second one here. 19.5, but ooh-wee, hold your horses here. 15.2 projected points and rebounds according to RotoWire. So we got one that's a pretty hefty over, but a second projection that's way under 19.5. Ouch. All right, well, you know what we got to do. We got to take it to a third and final projection. And for that, we're going over to Number Fire to help us break the tie here. Now, I'm not going to whip the calculator out for this one because 14.4 plus 3 is 17.4, meaning Malik Monk is projected to go under on 2 out of 3 sites on 19.5 points and rebounds. So the optimizer says take the over, but we've only got one projection for Malik Monk that looks like a true over. So I'm going to stay away from that one. That's a big old fat fade for me. I'm going to fade that one. I'm going to skip over that one. I think we can maybe find a better pick. How about this one? Brooklyn Nets point guard Spencer Dinwiddie, our thumbnail player of the day. Shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie. We've got him at 11.5 rebounds and assists. The optimizer giving this a 53.2% chance to go over. So he needs 12 or more rebounds and assists. He's put up some pretty big assist totals since joining the Brooklyn Nets for the second time. Let's go check some projections out. We need 12 or more on our projections to feel good about Spencer Dinwiddie and this overplay. Starting it off here with the action projection tool, 15.1 on a line of 11.5. Was that the line? Let me go back to that. 11.5. Okay, I'm just double checking because that caught me by surprise. 15.1 projected rebounds and assists on a line of 11.5. That's a pretty significant difference, projection versus the PrizePicks line. So that's a great first projection if we are considering the over on Spencer Dinwiddie. All right, let's go check a second projection then. 11.5 is the line, 11.82 projected rebounds and assists. That is slightly more or over, barely over, but over nonetheless. So let's go to our third and final projection using Number Fire to see what we got here. We've got him at 4.2 rebounds plus 7.8 assists. That's going to be 12 rebounds and assists on a line of 11.5. So we've got three projections that have Dinwiddie going over 11.5 R plus A, rebounds plus assists. So I'm going to go add him to this entry here because it's projecting well. It's a plus EV play. And we've been hitting on picks that are both plus EV and projecting well. So we're going to click the more or over on Spencer Dinwiddie. And all of a sudden we've got ourselves 4 picks. Trying to get to at least 5 for a 10x or 6 for that big 25x payout. So there you go. Juan, what you see is what we have so far. Fox under 31.5 points and rebounds. Curry over 7.5 assists. Embiid over 3.5 assists. And Spencer Dinwiddie over 11.5 rebounds plus assists. We have not entered any entries yet. Nothing has finalized just yet. But that is what we've got cooking on the stove so far. Hopefully lines do not change or move on us. And yes, as Trill City Soldiers says, y'all need to run them likes up. Get them up to 100, all right? Over 100. There's 137 people watching, yet somehow just 45 likes. The numbers are not adding up, my friends. I'm setting the line at 99.5 likes every time I go live. I need y'all to push this thing to 100 or more. Prez saying Curry's assists are fishy. What kind of fishy? Like a good, crispy fish sandwich fishy, or like fishy that stinks? You don't want to take it fishy. Tell me what you're thinking about Steph Curry here. We could look into this one a little bit further. I'm not sure why you think it's fishy, but you've made a statement. Hopefully you have some sort of information that you could put us on so that we can avoid a potential pitfall here. Let's look at Steph Curry a little bit closer since, this has been deemed a fishy play. Now, it's got a 26% hit rate, which is ugly, but I want to see what the hit rates are without Draymond Green. Maybe that'll make a difference here. So if we take Draymond Green out, this is looking at both this season and last season, the hit rates do climb to 47%, both this season and last season. Now, we talked about the total on this game being 240. There's a couple of guys who are kind of on the fence pending here. We're not sure if Gary Payton, Jordan Poole, or Andrew Wiggins are going to play. All three of them are listed as game time decisions. So if you wanted to pump the brakes and not take Steph Curry or any other Golden State Warriors picks right now, I would not be mad at that. That may not be a bad idea to hold off, see if Gary Payton, Poole, or Andrew Wiggins are playing tonight. They're all listed as game time decisions. I'm not sure what the situation is with them, why their status is listed as a game time decision, but if you want to hold the horses and be patient, you can wait on Steph Curry at 7.5 assists. That would not be a bad idea. If you want to hold off, you can. All right, let's go back to the optimizer. Anything else standing out from tonight's games? Not really. I think we've pretty much tackled everything from page one. So let's kick it over to the live chat. Maybe you guys have some picks that you're liking. Let's talk about what picks you're enjoying and have your eye on tonight's NBA slate. Guys, I'm not going to be able to get to everybody's question. Just a forewarning, there's like 138 of you and just one of me. So you guys probably have way more questions than I have time or the capacity to answer. But if you want to sort of fast pass yourself to the front of the line, if you want to guarantee that you're featured on today's show and that your question is seen, heard, and answered, well, think about using Super Chat. In the live chat window, you'll see a small little dollar bill icon. You can click that for as little as like $1.99. You can leave a Super Chat. It'll highlight your comment in the live chat window. And then me and you will talk about whatever pick you have, on your mind, and we'll try to get to the bottom of it. Like we did yesterday. You guys remember the Dennis Schroeder Super Chat that came through from our guy, Desmond? Desmond was thinking about taking the over on Schroeder. We did a deep dive on that one and kind of realized, hey, Schroeder hasn't really hit this point prop since D'Angelo Russell has jumped on board. Yeah, he had hit it in 3 previous games against the Memphis Grizzlies, but there was no D'Angelo Russell at that time, and Schroeder's role was a little bit different. And so we talked Desmond. Hopefully we talked Desmond off of the Dennis Schroeder ledge there on his points at 8.5. That ended up getting bumped down to 8 points, by the way. That was another one of those picks that hit for us from yesterday's show. But let's run through some of these comments in the live chat. Again, think about using Super Chat if you can, if you want. Let's see here. Wiggins rebounds. Wavy Visions is liking some Wiggins rebounds. We have not talked Andrew Wiggins at all. Let's punch Andrew Wiggins' name in here real quick. Andrew Wiggins rebounds. Where's he at? 6.5. So we talked about Andrew Wiggins being a game time decision. No Draymond Green. If Andrew Wiggins plays without Draymond Green, then I could see Wiggins, having a pretty nice night on the glass. But as far as this being a plus EV play, not so much right now. We're not really seeing a whole lot of line movement on this. In other words, people aren't really betting the over or the under. We're not seeing a ton of juice either which way on Andrew Wiggins. But let's get some projections going here for you on this Wiggins prop, since you did leave that question. 6.3, the first projection, so that's slightly less than the 6.5 line that he's listed at. Here's another one, 6.6, slightly over, so one barely under, one barely over, and then we'll take it to a third and final projection here. Wiggins, 5 boards. Well, that's a lot less, or a lot lower than 6.5. So yeah, I'm going to kind of stay away from that one. I don't think that one looks great. If you want to take it, take it. Don't let me talk you into or out of anything, okay? Wavy Visions. So there you go. There's a little bit of information on Andrew Wiggins. Club Cardi said, Cat did me so wrong yesterday, bro. I'm guessing you're talking about his points. Yeah, he did not score the ball very well. I didn't have any Karl Anthony Towns in my entries yesterday. Jimmy Green, he's like in a two-piece of Torrey Craig for more than 1.5 3-point makes, along with Klay Thompson for more than 0.5 free throw makes. Do we trust Torrey Craig, y'all? Those of you watching, Torrey Craig's probably like, what, the 5th, maybe 6th option for the Phoenix Suns. But do we trust him to knock down at least 2 threes tonight? Let me know what you guys are thinking. You know, I'm going to start this off, this Torrey Craig pick, by looking and seeing what the odds are looking like here on it. So we're going to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. You see that it's, you know, kind of a 50-50 prop. In other words, you're not really seeing any odds too much on the over or the under. It's 49.6% chance to go under, a 50.3% chance to go over. So the odds aren't really really for us or against us. Kind of a neutral situation here on Torrey Craig. Let's go see if we have a projection here for Craig on his 3-point makes. 1.4 is the first projection on a line of 1.5. That's not all that sexy. 1.4 yet again on RotoWire. And then just for fun, let's go see what Number Fire has him at. They have him at 1.4. We got 3 projections on Torrey Craig's 3-point makes. They're all at 1.4. So none of them have him going for like 2.4 3-point makes. So I'm a little concerned with Torrey Craig here. That's going to be one I'm going to stay away from. I just don't think that there's enough of an edge or advantage, you know, in our favor. It's just, you know, I think we could do better. I think we could find a better play than that one. You also mentioned Klay Thompson for free throw makes. Here's his line of 0.5, a projection of 2.1. So Klay Thompson in a must-win game, back against the wall, right? Needs to make at least 1 free throw make tonight. I kind of like that. I kind of like Klay Thompson getting to the free throw line once and knocking 1 down. So your first projection is very healthy, 2.17. Let's get you a second projection. Number Fire will help you if you're looking for a free throw make projection. You just click on the player's name after you find them. You go on down here and you take a look at this game log section. You see he's projected for 1.8 free throw makes on 2 free throw attempts. So again, the line is 0.5. He needs to make 1 free throw. He needs to get to the free throw line once and knock down at least 1 shot. So I'm actually not mad at that. I think we can add that into our entry here. I kind of like the whole game script, the whole situation. Klay in a must-win game, back against the wall, going up against Sacramento. Let's go Klay Thompson for 1 free throw make tonight. Hopefully he's aggressive. Hopefully he's looking to get his shot off. We'll just have to see, right? We'll have to see. So that's a fine play. I'll take that one. I'll leave the Torrey Craig one. I'll take the Klay Thompson over 0.5 free throw makes. Uh-oh, we got somebody saying Klay Thompson for more than 4.5 3-point makes. Let's go see about that. While we're talking Klay Thompson, do we trust Klay Thompson more for 1 free throw make, or do we trust Klay Thompson more for 5 3-point makes? If you were to choose between those two different picks, 1 free throw make, or do we trust him to make 5 3-pointers tonight? Let me know what you guys think between those two picks. There's Klay at 4.5. Now, are we getting okey-doked here into the old last 5 game logs? I mean, he has hit 5 or more 3-pointers in 5 straight games. He's 2 for 2 in this game, or in this series rather, against Sacramento. The last time he met Sacramento outside of this playoff series, April 7th, he also had 5 3-point makes. And for those of y'all who tuned in a couple days ago, we talked about Klay Thompson at home is a much different and better version of Klay Thompson who is on the road. So let's take a look at this real quick. All right, Klay Thompson, let's go to his, let's just look at his points. When Klay Thompson plays at home, 24.4 points per game. But when Klay Thompson plays on the road, 19.3 points per game. That's significant. 19.3 on the road, but 24.4 at home. All right, so Klay is definitely better on a points per game basis, scoring more, getting more buckets when he's playing at home versus when he's playing on the road. What about his 3-point makes? Since that's the pick you guys are asking about. Klay Thompson, when he's at home, 4.9 3-point makes per game. Klay Thompson on the road, 3.9 3-point makes per game. So he makes 1 extra 3-pointer per game on average when he plays at home versus when he plays on the road. All right. Golden State is playing at home tonight. Just a FYI. Taking a look at the last 10 games here for Klay Thompson. He has drilled 5 threes in 9 consecutive games. Oh boy, I hope this isn't a trap. I really hope this isn't a trap. Sacramento's defense, 21st in 3-pointers allowed, 25th in 3-point field goal percentage allowed. So they are a very giving team when it comes to the 3-ball. But 9 out of his last 10, 9 straight games, Klay Thompson's knocked down at least 5 threes. Is this a trap, guys? Let me know. A lot of y'all are saying you'd rather take the free throw. I see Isaiah Hammond saying, I'd rather take the free throw make on Klay. Jonathan Blanco saying, take the free throw make. Roswell saying he would take the free throw make. We got Juan saying he would also take the free throw make. KJ Rudd says, I'll leave him off. Okay. All right. Most of y'all are preferring the free throw make. Joshua says, take the free throw make on Klay as well. Casey saying these 3-pointers for Klay Thompson, a trap. Club Cardi said, definitely a trap, but I'm still taking it. Well, you see the green beans here for Klay Thompson from beyond the arc. He has hit in 9 straight games, y'all. Let's see what he's done against Sacramento, because now I'm just like curious. All right. The last 4 times that he's played the Kings, he has also made at least 5 3-pointers in 4 straight games against Sacramento. Earlier in the season, not so hot, just 2 and 3 3-point makes. But the last 4 games, more recently, 5, 5, 5, and 5. All right. All right. Well, there you go. We're gonna stick with the free throw makes, but let's just for fun, let's take a look at some Klay Thompson 3-point projections. First projections got him at 4.7 3-point makes on a line of 4.5. The second projection has him at 3.75 3-point makes on a line of 4.5. So that's an under. That's a pretty big under as well. And then finally, the last projection has him at 4.5 3-point makes on a line of 4.5. So we're not really seeing any projections that are significantly higher than his line of 4.5. 4.7 is the strongest projection we have for Klay Thompson tonight. So, I mean, the free throw make looks like it's projecting better than the 3-point makes. So those of you who said take the free throw make over the 3-point makes, you might have a good point. I'm going to leave the free throw makes in our entry, and I'm going to take the 3-point makes out. So again, for those of you who are just getting here, we're looking like we're looking like we're taking Klay Thompson over 0.5 free throw makes, Spencer Dinwiddie over 11.5 rebounds and assists, Joel Embiid over 3.5 assists. There was some debate on whether we should be taking the over on Steph Curry's assists at 7.5. Again, if you don't like that, you can definitely leave that one off. And then De'Aaron Fox under 31.5 points and rebounds. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you guys want, we can keep hunting and searching and try to find that final pick, that 6th pick. Let's try to find something outside of this Golden State Sacramento game? We're pretty heavily invested, right? We've got 1, 2, 3 picks from that game. We got 2 picks from the Philly Brooklyn game. What about the Clippers Suns game? Like, we haven't really found anything from that game. Is there anything that's standing out from the Los Angeles Clippers Phoenix Suns game? Let me know. Juan says that Anthony Davis assist last night had him off his seat. Yes, AD came through, cleared that 2.5 assist prop. We're looking for a Phoenix Sun or a Los Angeles Clipper prop. Is there anything that you guys are really feeling from either one of those teams from that game? Kevin Phillips is mentioning one here. He says, what about Devin Booker's assist? He says that's kind of tempting him more than the rebounds and assists. Let's go look at some D-Book here. We'll refresh the optimizer, make sure we've pulled in the latest odds and lines from all the different sports books. Let's take a look at Devin Booker. Booker, couple of different props for Book. Here's rebounds and assists. It's set at 10, 52% chance according to the optimizer that he goes under 10 rebounds and assists. This one was mentioned by Mr. Kevin Phillips here. He says Devin Booker's assist is more tempting than his rebounds and assists. So his assists at 5.5. Again, the optimizer is suggesting that there's about a 51.2% chance that Booker does not get 6 or more assists tonight. So let's look at this one here. The under looking like the more optimal way to go based on the odds, the juice from your favorite sports books. Let's go see what we got here for Devin Booker and these dimes. The first projection has Devin Booker at 5 assists. That's less than 5.5, which again aligns with the optimizer and the odds on the sports book. So that first one looking like a good one if you're considering the under on Devin Booker's assists. Here's a 5.5 line and a 5.1 projection. So once again, less than 5.5. That's 2 out of 2 projections. And the third and final projection we have for Devin Booker actually has him at 6 assists. So we got 2 projections under, 1 projection over on Devin Booker's assist line of 5.5. Is this one that we want to mess with? Do we want to take Devin Booker under 5.5 assists to get some exposure to this Phoenix LA game? Here he is, Baby Klay. Baby Klay under 5.5 assists. Let me know if you're liking that or not. We can leave it off though if you're not. We got a super chat coming through. Our first super chat of the day. Woo, 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 woo. Make some noise. Last in Limbo leaving us a super chat. He says, Russell Westbrook under points and assists. Let's go take a look at that one real quick, man. Appreciate the super chat, by the way. Last in Limbo. Much love. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for always being here and also being a Patreon member as well. Russell Westbrook under points and assists. Let's go back to the optimizer here. We want to know if this is a plus EV play. And if it is it plus EV for the over or for the under? We've got him at 26.5 points and assists here. The optimizer is saying take the over, but it's not very strong odds. The percentage for this to hit is just 50.6 on a line of 26.5. So this is like almost a coin flip style prop. In other words, it could go one way or it could go the other way at about the same odds or same chances. Now, I think you were talking about taking the under on it, right? So let's go see if the projections sort of agree with that underplay on Russell Westbrook at 26.5 points plus assists. He hasn't done a great job scoring, but he has done a pretty good job with rebounding and dime dropping, right? Here's a first projection on Russell Westbrook on what is basically a 50-50 coin flip style prop. This first projection, though, is under 26.5, so that one's looking good. 24.8. Let's go check another one for you. We're thorough around here, especially when you super chat. We try to be very thorough. 26.5 points plus assists. We got a projection of 24.5. That's 2 points and assists lower. So 2 for 2 with 2 very strong projections under on Russell Westbrook. Let's go check a final projection for you guys. We got 17.4 plus 7.9. Let's see. Let's just make sure our math is sound and solid. That's a 25.3 points and assists projection according to Number Fire here. So 25.3. Again, the line is points and assists line was 26.5. So we got 3 projections that are underweight on Russell Westbrook here. So I kind of like that one better than this Booker one. So we could take Booker off. We'll eliminate Booker from our 6-pick flex. And we could head over here and look at Russell Westbrook. Where the heck is he? Down at the very bottom. Down. Man, they already got Hawks Celtics props up. PrizePicks does not waste any time. But yeah, Russell Westbrook 3 for 3 on the projections under 26.5 points plus assists. So I don't mind that to get us some exposure to that Clippers and Suns game. So here's what we're cooking with. Fox under 31.5 points and rebounds. Curry over 7.5 assists. Embiid over 3.5 assists. Dinwiddie over 11.5 rebounds and assists. Klay Thompson for 1 free throw make. That's what we need. And then Russell Westbrook for less than 26.5 points and assists. Not the most plus EV play on Russell Westbrook, but it is projecting very favorably. So there you go. Everyday Fantasy's coming through with one. He's got a another assist prop. It looks like it's KD, Kevin Durant, and he's wanting to go over on Kevin Durant's assist at 5. So let's go see. It looks like Kevin Durant's either been bumped up or bumped down, bumped up from 4.5 or bumped down from 5.5. So let's go run Kevin Durant's name here in the optimizer and see if he's got any warrants for his arrest. Just kidding. Just kidding. We're looking at the assist line, not warrants for Kevin Durant's arrest. But sometimes when he lets his hair grow out, man, he should be arrested for wearing that hairdo that he has, or that lack of hair that he has. That's about the only thing Kevin Durant needs to be locked up for, that hair, looking like some ground meat on Taco Tuesday. Anyway, Kevin Durant's assists are sitting at 5. Looks like the over is the optimal way to go. 53.7% chance that KD goes over 5 assists here, my friends. So we know that the optimal way to go here is over 5. But we want to see if the projections agree with the optimizer. That's kind of what we look for, right? We've had some success doing this. So the first projection we have 5, exactly 5 dimes on a line of 5 assists. So that doesn't really help us out. That doesn't really help sway us over or under on Kevin Durant, right? Let's check some other ones though. Maybe we can find some other projections that are favorable. In this case, 4.6 assists on RotoWire on a line of 5. That is under. It is closer to 5 than it is 4. So maybe he ends up in a tie or a push with exactly 5 assists. But this 4.6 on a line of 5, not too favorable, especially if we're thinking about taking the over here. And then the third and final projection, Number Fire's got him at 6.3. Again, the line is 5. So this looks like it could be one of those picks where Kevin Durant possibly lands on exactly 5 assists. And for that reason, I'm going to leave him off of here. But I guess my final verdict on this would be probably take the over, but don't be surprised if he ties with 5. He's hit 11 and 5 so far through the first 2 games in this series. So I'm just going to leave it, though. I'm going to leave that one. All right. What else we got? What else are we talking about? Any other super chats that I might have missed? It looks like I got to them all, both of them. Appreciate you guys for the super chats. We're at, 12:57 p.m. We're still not even close to 100 likes. That's a shame. We've been streaming for almost an hour. The show's been going for at least an hour, and we have not hit 100 likes yet with 171 eyeballs on the show, and we don't have 100 likes. Damn. Maybe we'll get there. I have hope. Let's see what else you guys are talking about. We've got Kiara Brown liking some Kawhi Leonard fantasy score. We have not talked any fantasy score just yet. Let's go do that now for Kiara Brown. Kawhi the Claw Leonard. What is his fantasy score at? 49.5. That seems like a high number, but Hey, my guy is 2 for 2 in this series so far, covering 49.5 fantasy score. We got 54.5 the first game, game 1 against Phoenix, 57.1 in his second game. So playoff Kawhi Leonard is definitely a different beast in the postseason. So this is looking good so far. 54.5, 57.1, 2 for 2 since the playoffs have started. So let's go check some fantasy score projections. And just an FYI, if you guys are checking fantasy score projections on your favorite projection sites, make sure you're using FanDuel projections, not DraftKings projections. They are different, and it does make all the difference in the world. PrizePicks sticks to a scoring system that is much like, exactly like FanDuel and Yahoo for their basketball fantasy scores. So make sure you're using FanDuel projections. Just want to throw that out there. Some people don't know that, and I'm here to impart knowledge when I'm able. So Kawhi Leonard's fantasy score, 49.5 on PrizePicks. The first projection, it's got him at 48.5. We need at least 49.6 or more out of Kawhi Leonard. So this first projection, a little bit less than his fantasy score projection of 49.5. So that's not a good start if we're thinking about taking the over here. Let's check a second projection. 47.1 on a line of 49.5. That is another under on Kawhi Leonard, surprisingly. Even though he's 2 for 2 with 50+ fantasy score in both games, maybe they're expecting Kawhi Leonard to take a little bit of a step backward tonight. I mean, I don't know. But that's what we've got so far. And let's check a third and final projection. For this one, we're heading over to Fantasy Labs, and they've got Kawhi Leonard at 48.4. That's 3 for 3. Different projection models for fantasy score using FanDuel projections, which again is scored just like PrizePicks fantasy score. So those are 3 unders. So I would not feel so great about taking Kawhi Leonard over his fantasy score, even though he's been doing a good job. I'm going to leave that one alone. Let's see. Who else we got? Or what else do we have in here? James Harden over 9.5 assists. Andrew Wiggins under 18.5 points. Let's quickly look at a couple of those real quick here. Let me refresh. Make sure we're getting the latest and greatest intel, odds, information from the sports books on the optimizer. What was that first one? James Harden's assists. We haven't talked to any James Harden here, which is kind of surprising because he's sort of the second superstar, right, for the Philadelphia 76ers, even though his star isn't shining as bright. Still a star. 52.1% chance for him to go under 9.5 assists. So I know, Isaac, you were mentioning Harden for more than 9.5, but the odds on the sports books, you'd be going against the grain, against the odds, which is not something that I'd advise you to do. I'd rather you just not take this pick at all than to take it and be going against the grain here. So the optimizer giving this about a 52.1% chance of him having 9 or fewer assists. Let's go take a look at some projections for Harden. Maybe we can save you from disaster here. 9.6 assists on the first projection, slightly more than 9.5. Second projection, just an 8.84 on a line of 9.5. Ouch. Not what you want to see if you're thinking about taking the over. Not what you want to see. The final projection, though, 10.3. All right, so you kind of see what's happening here. These projections are all over the place. 10.3 being the highest, 8.84 being the lowest. When there's projection models and they're that far apart, they're that spread out, I don't like that. So I just stay away and move on and try to find myself a better pick that seems to be more favorably correlated, if that makes sense. So I'm going to stay away from that one. I think that's a fade for me. Kevin Phillips is asking about Kawhi's PRA maybe instead of the fantasy score. Well, let's look at that. Maybe that is the better way. Even though Kawhi does kind of get his hands on the basketball, get some steals, get some blocks. Those are worth 3 points apiece if you're talking fantasy score. Could go PRA. Let's take a look. The odds look like they're like somewhat favorable for the over, just a 50.5% chance on a prop that, you know, is set at a 50-50. We got a 0.53% edge on this PRA for Kawhi Leonard. So we would need 42 or more PRA. Let's go check some projections real quick on Kawhi Leonard, because it sounds like y'all want to try to find a way to get some Kawhi Leonard in your lineups, but I don't know if it's just not making sense tonight. If it ain't there, I ain't gonna force it. So 41 on a line of 41.5. Let's check some other projections on Kawhi. 39.7. Again, that's under 41.5. So it's just not looking like it's there for whatever reason. These projection models are not loving Kawhi Leonard for a monster game tonight. And this last one is number fire. Let's add them up real quick. 27.1 points, 7.2 rebounds, plus 4.4 assists. That's a 38.7 projection on his PRA on a 41.5 line. So no, the PRA is not looking any better than the fantasy score. So I'm just going to stay away from it, my friend. Douglas Roberts saying you can slow your roll on Kevin. He's a winner, big man. Yeah, but is he though? Is he a winner though? Or is Steph Curry a winner and Kevin Durant was the right guy in the right place at the right time? I'm just saying. Give me Steph Curry's career over Kevin Durant's career any day of the week and twice on Sunday. I would rather start a team with Curry than I would with Kevin Durant, but maybe I'm crazy. I could be crazy. Not certifiably though. But yeah, what has Kevin Durant won without Steph Curry? Whew. If he gets it done this year with Phoenix, then maybe I'll change my tune. We'll see. Let's see here. Any other picks standing out? I mean, it's 105. We're reaching the end of the show here. Just to recap, we do have 6 solids in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm okay with these 6 as like a first look, first slip, first 6 pick of the day. I'm okay with what we've got here so far. Some first half options being thrown our way. Kyle Kaz is liking Cam Johnson for more than 8.5 first half points. Isaac's asking about Cam Johnson's full game points. I don't know if you guys have ever had this experience with Cam Johnson and any of his props. I can never get Cam Johnson right. The nights where Cam Johnson's supposed to be the man, he craps the bed. I just cannot seem to get Cam Johnson right. The nights I don't play him, he goes crazy. Here's what we've got on Cam Johnson for those asking. 16.5 points, 50.5% chance that he goes over 16.5. So you need 17 or more from Cam. He's playing in Brooklyn tonight, obviously taking on Philadelphia. The Brooklyn Nets need a win tonight. They're down 0-2. That's the series situation. All right, so let's go see about some projections on Cameron Johnson. First projections got him at 17 points on a line of 16.5. Second projections got Cam Johnson at 16.2. Again, the line is 16.5. So that's an under. 1 over, 1 under so far for us keeping score. And then third, 14.6 points on a line of 16.5. So if you're going to play Cam Johnson, put him in a flex entry because the optimizer saying take the over. We got 2 projection models saying take the under. So things are kind of looking wonky here. I'm going to stay away from that. I've seen a couple of people, IRB Neal, Jose Mata, both liking Royce O'Neal for his rebounds and assists. It looks like you're wanting to take the over. Is that what I'm gathering here, guys? Over on Royce O'Neal, rebounds and assists. Let's look at that one. We're going to punch him into the optimizer and see what that's looking like. 7.5 is the line here for Royce O'Neal's rebounds and assists. 52.29% chance for Royce to record at least 8 rebounds and assists. All right, we need 8 or more out of him. So that's a pretty nice little edge, 2.3% in our favor. Let's go see some projections on Royce O'Neal. Optimizer says take the over. Projections, 10.2. Love that. Great start. 10.2 first projection. Second projection, 8.8. So that's 2 projections that have him over by at least 1 whole rebound and assist. And then we'll take it to a third one just to be thorough with this. And we got Royce O'Neal for 8.8 rebounds and assists, 5.1 boards plus 3.7 assists. So 8.8 there. So yeah, projection wise on a line of 7.5, I think we can maybe we get Royce O'Neal in here. I know some people had some questions, or they were questioning Steph Curry at 7.5 assists. Who do we kick out for Royce O'Neal in this 6 pick we've got cooked up here? Tell me who gets kicked out for Royce O'Neal. If we want to take Royce O'Neal, which I'm okay with, I think it looks like a good play, somebody's got to go out of this 6 pick. Now, here's the thing. We've talked about correlation in the past. If we add Royce O'Neal to this entry, we now have 2 Brooklyn Nets players over rebounds and assists, him and Dinwiddie. So we might have to kick one of these guys out. That's what I'm thinking we do. I think we either keep Dinwiddie or keep O'Neal. I think it comes down to choosing between the 2 Brooklyn Nets ballers. Would you rather keep Dinwiddie over 11.5 rebounds and assists, or would you rather keep Royce O'Neal? Because I kind of don't like taking both of those guys to go over rebounds and assists. 2 Brooklyn Nets players, same prop category, same prop market, and we're wanting to go over on both of them. So I would say if we're going to take one or the other, Dinwiddie or O'Neal, who would you guys rather keep? Because I kind of don't like the fact that we're taking 2 guys, same team, same prop. Keep Royce, kick Spencer Dinwiddie. Okay. What else? Warrior Nation saying keep Dinwiddie. Well, I can tell you this, Dinwiddie's definitely the higher usage player of the 2. We know Dinwiddie's going to be in the game for 30 plus, 36 plus minutes. Royce O'Neal's coming, off the bench, right? The higher usage guy, and therefore the guy who has the higher line is Spencer Dinwiddie. But when you're looking at the 2 lines, I mean, you got 11.5 for Dinwiddie's rebounds and assists. You got 7.5 for Royce O'Neal's rebounds and assists. Juan Lopez says, I would take out Westbrook unless he's getting rested. I think he goes over. Okay. Casey saying he likes Dinwiddie a little bit more. Warrior Nation saying he likes Dinwiddie a little bit more. We got Kevin Phillips saying keep Royce, kick Spencer. We got Jonathan saying take Royce O'Neal. Britton saying keep Dinwiddie. All right. Well, let's just look at him one more time. All right. Dinwiddie, 15.1 was the first projection on his rebounds and assists. Then we had a second projection of 11.82, a little bit more conservative there. And then the last projection for Dinwiddie was 11, 12 rebounds and assists. I would say that Royce O'Neal actually has the more favorable projections here. Tay Sawyer saying Royce O'Neal's going to play more towards the basket on defense like last game. He was guarding Embiid. Got you. Light Embiid's projected for over 3.5 assists on all of them. All right. Controversial decision here. I'm going to kick Spencer Dinwiddie out and take Royce O'Neal. I'm going to do that. You could do what you want to do. Your entry, your money. All right. We've looked at both together, though. Let's do it. Let's kick Dinwiddie out. Let's go with the softer line for Royce O'Neal at 7.5 rebounds and assists. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our 6 picks are in. What I got? 20? I'll put 20 on it. 20 on it to win 500. There we go. It's in there. Putting my money where my mouth is. Putting the dollars behind the research. There's our 6 squad. The 6 squad. Matthew asking a question about the baseball video I released earlier. They bumped Nestor Cortez to 31.5 fantasy. Is that still good? I mean, he was projected for like 31.5, 32.5 on a lot of sites. So that 30.5 on Nestor Cortez was the number to really get him at. Obviously, I don't like playing bumps personally. I'd probably leave it alone. Just fade it. Just fade it. But that's our first entry of the day. Guys, I appreciate everybody who joined. Over 100 likes once again. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the best. And shout out to our winner again, Mr. Robert Garcia. Make sure you shoot me that DM. I need your PrizePicks email address. We'll get you set up with that risk-free 2-pick power play to win $100 right here on PrizePicks. And if you want your shot to win like Robert, guys, just make sure you're subscribed. Turn on notifications. Hit the like button. And I'm going to end the show right now. You go to the comments of today's show, comment your favorite pick, prop, play of the day, or maybe it's just you asking, how big is your shoe? Size 14, in case you were wondering. Yeah, big boy season. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Good luck tonight. Peace.